I'm off on another backpacking trip. It makes 3 trips before July. That's what I call a great start to the 2017 backpacking season. I always get pretty excited anytime I'm off on a backpacking trip, but I'm especially excited about this one. I'm heading down to Smoky Mountain National Park to do another hike with Travis, who we all met in on the Dolly Sodge Wilderness trip. And this one promises to be even extra special because through some remarkably good fortune and fantastic timing, Travis was able to book us a room in the Mount Leconte Lodge. It's been described as a bucket list item that you've got to experience once in a lifetime. We're starting in the Alum Cave Trail trailhead, going over Mount Leconte the first day, or up to Mount Leconte Lodge the first day, then over onto the Appalachian Trail for a couple miles, and then down to Smokemont Campground, which is where we'll finish. This has all the makings of an absolutely fantastic trip. I am super excited. Can't wait to get down there and get it going. Thanks for coming along, and I hope you enjoy the trip. Made it to the Microtel Inn and Suites by Wyndham in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Whew, long drive, just getting everything unpacked and getting settled in. Travis is already here. We're right across the hall from each other, and we're going to go find some dinner after we get settled in.
Not the same route, because we're taking a little bit different third day.
Yeah, okay. Well, I realized we get the lodge and then shelter and then a campsite, yes. So we got the whole whole spectrum covered.
That's cool. Right?
Pre-hike nourishment. This is our. All right, tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow morning. Thank you very much. Thank you. Been out doing some people watching, ending it with a slice of pizza in Gatlinburg.
Waffle House. Not even at breakfast standards. The continental breakfast at the Microtel is not up to Waffle House standard. But it'll work.
Made it to Smoky Mountain National Park. We're heading over to Smokemont Campground to probably drop Travis's car, then we'll both pile in here and head up to the trailhead. 6:40 a.m. so we are getting an early start, and we're hoping we're beating all the day hikers and tourist crowd. First little element of stress is getting the car parked because it's a popular trailhead, and it is 4th of July weekend, by the way. So.
It's getting a little foggy in the Smokies.
Well, it's a little rainy and foggy, at least up on top. We just passed Newfound Gap. We're heading down towards Smokemont now to drop off Travis's truck. We made it to the Smokemont Campground. As you can see, it's kind of wet and rainy. Trunk is loaded up. Travis is trying to make sure he doesn't forget anything. It's that last moment when you have to get everything and you want to make sure you don't forget it. Here we go. Back up to Alum Cave Trailhead. Heading back up to the trailhead. Weather's not the greatest. It's a little foggy, it's a little rainy. Made it to the trailhead, I guess.
That's my water. That's all I got.
We're a little short on water here.
Haven't even started the trip.
Buddy. We are geared up and ready to go.
Heck yeah.
We're hiking. Smoky Mountain National Park. Heading up to Mount Leconte. I'm excited. 5 miles to Mount Leconte. Here we go. Beautiful little spot. At this pace, I could stop like every 10 feet and take a picture. It's so beautiful here. It's just kind of like wet and misty, little gloomy Smoky Mountains like. Beautiful area. Even slower progress now. Stop and get the rain gear on. It's getting a little bit more serious about it. Oh, check this out. Wow! It's kind of steep too. A little slippery. Wow, very neat. Up the stairs. Heading up Mount Leconte.
I've seen some of your videos.
Oh, really?
So I saw you and your son's Shawnee.
Cool.
Forest, so it was very nice meeting you.
David Gray, nice to meet
Yes. Take care. Have a good hike.
Thanks,
See you
you'll be in this one. Came out on this a little before Alum Cave. That's not such a bad view. It was a pretty cool view, but the views here would just be absolutely spectacular if we actually weren't in the clouds. Man, is that neat looking. Well, that's not a bad view. Holy smokes. There's a little work to get to the cave. We're almost there. I think we're closing in on the cave. There's the cave.
Yeah. There's different ways to get. We stopped there. There was parking. We're like, all right, we'll take
That's where we came from. Gives you an idea how steep it is. Getting closer. Well, the nice thing about being under a cave is we're not subjected to that rain. But the minute we walk 100 yards up the trail, we won't be. I think it's time for the rain jacket again, unfortunately. Looks a little more serious this time, and you can see it's closed in the background. But Alum Cave in the rain. It's full on rain now. We got lucky in Dolly Suds, not so much here. We're still going up, we're about halfway. It's gonna be a long second half.
Smoky.
It's your Smokies. That's what we're reckoning. Now we got some real rain. How you liking the rain, Travis?
I've done better, but you know what? It's all part of the day.
Yeah, it's really raining. I gotta put the camera away again. The climb continues, and the rain continues. I figure we're about maybe a mile and a half from the lodge, which it's inspiring us to keep going. That is a nice thing when you know you've got a nice lodge and a home-cooked meal and all that stuff. That's a lot nicer than thinking about throwing up a tent in the rain. Gives you some idea what we're dealing with.
Lordy.
And the steepness of the grade. Oh, you can keep right on going, Travis.
No.
Oh, come on.
I'll let you go first.
You get the bird's eye view of the pace here. Nothing like a 5-hour continuous climb, huh? Nothing you can do in Indiana to train for something like this. You're just using your up muscles continuously for hours. The only way to train for something like this is to do something like this. Something different. Don't do that much hiking like this in the rain, so it's a good test. Not sure if I'm passing or failing at this point. I was standing here just looking and going, It's amazing how green everything is. I mean, just look at this.
Just like we are.
Yeah, green and wet. I don't want to say it, but it seems like the rain's not coming down as hard. Sounds of water everywhere. And this is what a lot of the trail is too. It's kind of carved into these cliff sides. A little steel cable for security. This one's not too bad, but some of them get a little steep looking off the side. Well, here's one that's a little more indicative of why they put the cables here. Probably have some just incredible views from right here. Still kind of neat, even hiking in the rain without the views. It's just such a cool place. Another one of those spots that would be just absolutely spectacular if we could see anything. Somebody just passed us and described it as super close to the lodge, which is absolute music to my ears. Up there?
Yeah.
Oh,
We circle back around.
okay. Up there is where we're going. Doesn't seem super close or flat to me. Let's look at this spot. Camera lightens it up. Beautiful little tunnel through these pines, little stunted pines.
Leconte Lodge. Nice and wet.
Wow, that's a sight for sore eyes. We made it.
Yeah.
That's quite a sight. You're just walking and walking and walking, and whoa, there's a bunch of cabins right there on the top of this mountain. Welcome to Leconte Lodge, the famous picture right there at the end of this.
Yeah, so this one is the far one.
It's a little wet here. Hi. Good.
Good.
Feels nice in here.
And this section in here will stay open 24/7.
Okay, good.
Come in after dinner and socialize, play games,
Good.
whatever. If you have any snacks,
We're getting a guided tour to our cabin.
Thank you.
and it's open right now for hot chocolate, coffee, and lemonade. Just take the cup from your room. It's free to guests.
Okay,
There's a
sweet.
hot water spigot right over there. You take this bucket and get you some warm water to wash your hands. And the cabin's 7.
All right.
Okay,
Cool.
Nice.
matches for your oil lamp.
Okay.
Just take this off. And this is your heater.
Okay.
Your pilot light should stay on. This big black button,
Yeah.
turn it counterclockwise.
We want heat.
There's heat.
Oh, thank you. Oh, that's
Turn it.
wonderful.
If
Okay.
you have wet clothes,
We do.
just pull this out,
Wow, this
Spread
is
out.
this is
Oh,
the
that is
hang them up on there and they're dry.
this is the helmet.
very
Other
nice.
than that, you're good to go.
Great. Thank you very much. Whoa.
Might just do the lantern. Wow.
She just made it really dark in here. Yeah, we need
Like
a
Little House
light.
on the Prairie.
Oh, little tour of the room. Shouldn't take long. Bunk beds and clothes hanging up. Got everything up and drying. Maybe not the Hilton, but it sure feels like it right now. And the nice thing is it's warm and it's going to be dry in here, so we can dry all of our crap out. Here's a look. I've got my cup from the cabin for hot chocolate. Heading down to the dining room where there's reports of coffee and hot chocolate. Oh, very cool. Here's the dining hall.
That's hot sauce and what?
Is tapatio. Highly recommended for everything. It's a Mexican hot sauce.
What's the other stuff?
Mayonnaise.
Okay.
Outstanding.
Everyone's coming to any of your
It's so good. Hot It's hot. It's really good. This is what they use to haul up all the supplies. The llamas. Mount Leconte Lodge.
It's a face that only a llama can love. Selfie time.
Mount Leconte. Tradition. Get the selfies with the llamas. You guys are good sports. It's llama feeding time.
Chapter, are you gonna actually eat a biscuit today, or you wanna wait for a pancake?
These seem to be spoiled llamas.
Yes, he doesn't always like the biscuits. Here, little squirrel, you gonna eat some biscuits? I do love you, Bernie. Oh, little dear.
It was sitting there right in the window, and it was like it was just calling my name. So I got a slice of pepperoni.
First day, I got it outside and just go down the line. I said, you're not thinking this. You don't have a stove? They're still trying to push out of money recreation.
I got to get the cheese spread out too. We got to have an appetizer.
Tonight?
Yeah, well,
Maybe 3/4 of a mile from here is a shelter. And that's what we...
cheddar cheese spread. They're just party. Oh man. That's really fancy. Wow. Hi.
Started the dinner bell?
No, I don't think I did because she just came out and did it, man.
She was quick, wasn't she? The combo reservation.
Where's the Travis table? Oh, I'm sorry. They're at Leconte Lodge.
We started out.
Not bad, man. Not exactly what you normally get for a first night of backpacking.
Pretty darn good.
The weather cooperates. Hopefully we have ourselves a sunset tonight. And if you do decide to go up to cliff tops, it takes place at 8:54.
Wow. Got the post-dinner total relaxation mode going on. The lodge seems to be the big social hub of this particular area. We're going to be heading down there. I think a lot of the crew is actually going to be heading up there to do some entertaining. I mean, you think about contrast with this, and you know, if we were setting up a tent and it was still raining, and you know, it's just unbelievably nice being here tonight.
TSA guidelines now.
He's a lovely person.
This is like one of those, are you kidding me moments? We're literally just getting ready to get into bed, and the clouds are parting, have parted. Wow, it's unbelievable. I mean, like 10 minutes ago, you couldn't see your hand in front of your face, and look at this.
Right. Right.
You see
Different if you were Disney or something.
Yeah.
But you're right.
Unbelievable view from up here, all of a sudden. Good way to end the night. Well, it's the morning of day number 2. Views haven't improved. Boy, I tell you though, I could get used to backpacking like this. We're just getting ready to go in, have some coffee up in the lodge, and have breakfast at 8 o'clock and get going after that. But I think this is what we're going to be going into. Mount Leconte Lodge. What an unbelievable luxury for a backpacking trip in the Smoky Mountains. Get here if you can. That's my recommendation. At the risk of doing another privy scene, to call these a privy would do them a disservice. Just so you know, at Mount Leconte Lodge, they have flush toilets, toilet paper, and hand sanitizer in there. Oh, what perfect timing. I had no idea Travis was in there.
That was staged.
It was not. Well, it's not exactly Dunkin' Donuts coffee, but it was a lot less work.
Yeah.
Oh, still tastes pretty good. There's the scene in the lodge. Everybody's just hanging out, getting warm, drinking coffee.
Oh, so they must have gone.
It's pretty much been the scene almost the entire time we've been here. In the clouds. Little early morning deer. He's not real shy. A little skittish. It's not a luxury you get every day. Sitting in a rocking chair, putting our still sort of wet boots on.
A bunch of rain all
It's only allowed.
gathers a crowd. That was loud.
Good morning.
Morning. Same tables?
Yeah, same.
All right. Wow. Good stuff. Cabin number 7 at Mount Leconte Lodge was very, very good to us. At the last minute gear preparations finishing up here. We are pretty much geared up and ready to go on a Grayson Highlands type day. Weather report is for heavy rain again this afternoon. We're hoping to beat the rain, get to the shelter before we get soaked again, but we'll see. Well, we're hiking on a foggy morning at Mount Leconte. Well, this is the Mount Leconte Shelter. What's kind of interesting about this place is this is where we were supposed to stay. It's been closed for over a month and they just opened it within the last few days. That's why she's been closed. It was apparently a pretty persistent bear around here. Scenic overlook.
Nothing to see.
Travis had his picture taken here on one of the previous trips.
About 10 years ago.
It's an absolutely gorgeous view. Not today. There's a tradition of when you reach the summit of a mountain or climb, you take a little stone and you add it to the pile on the top. They've been piling them here for a long time. That is the stone mountain at the top of Mount Leconte. We're at the very top. And after the summit, all been down. It's a lot darker in here than it looks. Kind of gloomy little pine forest. The views have to be left to the imagination. But I'm sure they'd be spectacular. The cable's in this section, and that's why you don't want to stumble. Birds singing out in the fog. Highline Trail here, minus the views. Well, the wind's picking up big time, the temperature's dropping, so we have decided to put on some additional clothing. We took advantage of this kind of cool little spot in this hobbit-like woods. It's the best way to describe this. Yep, better safe than sorry. Whew, that's much better. We're hiking along the spine of something here. Still going down, but we're hiking on some sort of a knife edge sort of thing here. You see the drop-offs on both sides, really steep. Much darker than it looks here. I adjusted the exposure. This matches what it looks like, just to give you a feel for what we're hiking in. Should be calling this morning the dark, gloomy hike. Kind of looks like an enchanted forest or a haunted forest even. I guess this is signature Smoky Mountain stuff is what it looks like. It's what we've been hiking in most of the time. We're about an hour and a half into the hiking. A lot of it's been like what you see here. A little rocky, a little slippery, some roots. All predominantly downhill from the lodge so far. Forecast is for more rain this afternoon. We're sort of mentally racing that, hoping to get to the shelter before everything gets wet again. Well, the trail's been throwing a little bit of up at us here, waking up those up muscles that were depleted from yesterday. You said it was all down.
Wow. This is the uphill.
Yeah. So much for the easy strolling that you saw before. It's been a pretty decent grade up this whole thing here for a while. A little steeper than it looks. Miracle of miracles. I think we've descended far enough that we're not in the clouds anymore. I know this isn't the greatest view, but it's a view, and I'm taking advantage of it. I can't even begin to tell you how happy this makes me. And as the clouds are sort of breaking up, and I can actually even see a tiny little bit of blue sky right there. But our first view in what, day and a half? Awesome. There's some terrain out there too.
Yeah, that's why I always say, hey, out west is hard hiking, but this is ultimate hiking because Every bit you gain seems like you lose.
Final little uphill stretch right before we get to the intersection with the AT trail we've been on. It's called the Boulevard, so we're almost done with it. This last climb up Boulevard is the real deal. They've been going on for a while, and I don't know where the top is. Once we get to the top, that's the intersection with the AT. This climb's been the real deal. You'll remember it. I will. Well, I'm not sure if it's wishful thinking or not, but I think we are almost at the top of the climb. I've said that, by the way, a few times going up this hill. What a cool little tunnel going through the trees here. Whew, ready for this climb to be done. There's two sites that are remarkably pleasing. That's the AT Junction sign and Sunshine. We have reached the junction, and notice the iconic white blaze of the Appalachian Trail. That's doing another little section hike of the AT for about a mile. Hiking the AT.
We're at the AT junction with the boulevard right here, and we're going to go a mile on the AT, then cut off at Sweat Heifer down to Kephart Shelter.
It doesn't look too bad when you look at it on a map.
No, 4.7.
All right, this is what we've been hiking in, and notice the sun is trying to come out. It's pretty much been like this since the junction with the AT. Wide open, downhill, ton of people. It's the 4th of July weekend, and we're only about, I don't know, a couple miles from Newfound Caps. I mean, you can't go like 100 feet without having to move over for somebody, so. Howdy. Hi.
Thank you.
Hi. Howdy. We've been doing that a lot. Sharing the trail. Made it to the last junction for the day.
Sweat Heifer Creek Trail down to Kephart Shelter.
Kephart Shelter. 3.7 miles. Well, a couple things you probably noticed about this new trail. Not nearly as well traveled as the AT, to say the least. And the sun's out, which is really, really nice. Completely different. It's almost like nobody's even been down this way. We're definitely off the beaten path now. This is what we're hiking in. Heading down, what's the trail?
This is Sweat Heifer.
Sweat Heifer. Sweat Heifer Trail. Well, literally right from the moment we hit this trail junction up on the AT, it's been downhill pretty steep. The theme of the Sweat Heifer Trail, at least from where we went on the AT, is down. It's been downhill non-stop. I think it is all the way to the shelter. It's pretty severe. If you go the other direction, it'd be a pretty rough climb. Better idea of the terrain. It's Travis coming down. Here's what it looks like, and the trail. And then it just continues winding on down the hill. Pretty steep. We've been making good time down this trail, man. We're busting it out at about 3 miles an hour, which, I don't know, it sounds like good time to most people, but it is to us. So, the grade's not so severe that you really have to take it too slow, and not too many rocks to trip on. Neat waterfall. Here's where it drains. What do you think?
I think we're getting close. Here,
Yeah.
that crosses the trail. That could be this one, and we could be right there.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, we're not as far along as we think we are, but we're not too far either way.
Yeah.
So.
Got it. Came upon some crazy mushrooms. We weren't as close to the shelter as we thought, apparently, because we're still descending at Pretty good clip still. It's like this is a never-ending descent. Man, Sweat Heifer Trail. Put that one in the back of your mind. If you want to hike it from the AT down, not the other way around. This would be a memorable climb going the other direction. Beautiful flowers. After what seems like forever, there's a shelter. We made it. Nice shelter. Doesn't look like anybody else here yet.
Doing our lunch of tuna wrap. Star-kissed tuna creations, Thai chili style, in Endurax R4.
Yeah, I got one sitting on it.
That was really good. Feels good to be here.
Leconte stopped it because people were cutting down trees.
Okay.
Yeah, and really just making it look awful.
I'm doing cheddar cheese spread for 4 to accommodate all the guests in the shelter tonight. So I added a little from tomorrow's ration into this one. So I'm actually getting all the stuff off the clothesline because, well, I don't know if this camera is going to make that really bright, but that's not really bright. It's actually really dark, and storms were predicted for late afternoon, so it looks like things are moving in. So we're getting all the outside stuff cleaned out. We're going to have a fire actually inside the fireplace, inside the shelter, and set the clothesline in where it's dry inside, and this could be really cool. I mean, this is a beautiful shelter, and it's like at this point in time, I want the thunderstorms, I want the hail. This is really, really nice. The Kephart Shelter, Smoky Mountain National Park, day number 2 or night number 2 of our trip. This one's pretty special. It's not the lodge. Okay, we don't have all the luxuries of the lodge, but in its own way, this has all the luxuries we could ever want. Special night, night number 2, completely different than last night, completely different than what tomorrow night's likely to be. This is awesome. Smoky Mountain National Park 2017. Great trip so far. We still got a couple days to go. I'll tell you, there's nothing better than this in the shelter. When it's raining,
Shelter in the shelter.
you're in the shelter, it's raining, it's like, bring it on.
Wow! Must be better ways to split. Who are the hatchet? That's supposed to be one of them.
This looks like a lot of work. You guys are going to get to experience a rare cheddar cheese spread experience.
Is it spicy?
Nope. Well, like to try it?
What do you put in it?
I buy it.
Oh. No, good.
Travis?
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're here until it's filmed. You know what you need? A cheddar cheese spread cracker. Yeah, you calories. I'm serious. You just came in the rain.
Yeah, I stayed at the shelter twice, so this was a treat to be able to stay.
You're seeing at the shelter.
And realizing you're going to pack everything up and it's going to be just
At some point you have to come here.
Yeah.
That is definitely mouse proof though, man.
What'd you say?
That is mouse proof though.
It's cold. You can't really get wet. So good.
Well, when you say never say never, that's not twice.
Yeah, I'll turn around and do it.
Hot dogs on the grill, on the fire. Are you kidding me? We've got a fire in the fireplace, hot dogs out the fire out here. I mean, it doesn't get any better than this.
Take this thing over, attach it over to the little connector.
Wow.
It's the morning of day number 3, and I'm starting to change my attitude about shelters. This place was nice. Get rolling, get going. Got a 12-mile day today to campground number 48. Just get moving. Day number 3. Get it going.
All right, I think I'm spoiled for backpacking forever. That's a piece of real bacon. That's better than Waffle House. Now I just gotta get the Dunkin' Donuts coffee going. Dunkin' Donuts coffee, jet boil style. I gotta have Travis carry this for me all the time. And literally 30 seconds later, thanks to jet boil. That's crazy. Yeah. Happens a lot in Indiana.
It happened when we started this one.
Yeah.
Really? Coming at the Alum Cave.
Dunkin' Donuts coffee in the Kephart Shelter, Smoky National Park. Never gets old.
That's why it's something park.
That's really strong.
Honey bunches of oats with strawberries and Nido. Pretty tasty.
They turn the snow though, so the temperature drops. It's going to snow like 5 inches on this, and we're already wet.
You're going to be going downhill. Dry sluice will be downhill to here.
But
So you're not going to be...
actually, would you say this is the better route to get there, or is this the better route to get there?
And hiking. There's the shelter, so we're just getting going. And it's uphill to start the day today. Kephart Shelter was very nice to us. Great group of people. It was just a really, really nice spot. Heading over to Campground 48 today. And so far, it's starting out uphill. Guess that's the price we paid from all the downhill yesterday. How we're starting today.
Yeah.
Came from down there. The climb continues. Just gives you a decent idea of what we're hiking in. It hasn't been super steep. About like this. So that's what it's been all the way from the shelter so far. And we're probably about half an hour into it. So it's a decent climb to get your heart beating in the morning. Climb continues up there, all along there. Just to give you an idea of the terrain. More up. Yeah, I know I sound like a broken record, but the climb continues. There's Travis, and he's just getting ready to go up there. That's what I look like climbing one of these. This is one of these climbs that it's a good thing I didn't know anything about it or what I was getting myself into. We gotta be getting closer though. We've been climbing for an hour, a little over an hour now. And it's just been like this the whole time. Yeah, I was wrong. We aren't near the top, doesn't seem like. It keeps going. Getting Travis climbing through the rhododendrons. I think that's a Trail Junction for sure. And I also think that's the top of the climb. Because when I look around, doesn't look like there's any higher elevation around here. 1 hour, 45 minutes is what that took us. That was a legit climb. So if you're ever coming out of Kephart Shelter up this trail, realize there's going to be a climb in the morning. So 2.5 miles is what that was. And it was all uphill. I'm guessing 700 feet per mile. We were probably pushing 2,000 foot gain. I bet 1,500, 2,000 feet.
Pretty much.
Is it?
Because you get 2, 3, 4, 4.
Yeah, I know, but this is some sort of trail, real trail. Oh, Benton, we'd be on the Benton Mackay Trail for a little while. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
We're going down now. This trail looks about like the mirror image of what we just did going up. So we got 3 miles down here to our next decision point. But we think we're going to continue on down and then head up the Benton Mackay Trail to our campground. Heading down now, using a whole different set of muscles and hurting in a little different way, my knees. Descent continues. Some interesting bird calls in this area.
Yeah, those girls were probably loving this as much as we were loving coming up that up.
We've been descending now since that intersection up there for almost exactly an hour. This day so far has been 3 hours long, and we've had a grand total of about 10 feet of flat. Give you a better idea of the grade. You can't really tell while we're on this section, but over there, that's been the grade. That's pretty steep, and that's what we've been on. Fortunately, we've been going down. Oh, I know. So the grade's bad. It's hard to get a perspective on it, but that tree is massive, and there's a whole bunch just like it. I was gonna say, you get down there, Travis. I want to get some scale on this bad boy. Just talking about, they actually logged a lot of this area, but that sure looks like a lot, kind of first growth-ish to me. It's almost like a prehistoric forest or something you see in a Jurassic Park movie or something. Smoky Mountain National Park's a pretty amazing place. That's my conclusion so far halfway through the trip. Look at this whole spot, man. Holy smokes. That is beautiful. I was going to get a HDR like I did before real quick. What a cool bridge. What a neat setting. Decision point, huh?
Yeah.
We have finally reached the Trail Junction. That was where we were originally going. It goes up, and I think what we're going to do is go on the one right behind Travis and continue on this. One way or another we're going to be going up, but we'll head down to the Benton Mackay Trail down here a bit, and then head up the creek up to the campsite for the night. So, Benton Mackay, that's this yellow one here.
So we'll be on the Benton Mackay, which is also called the Chastine Creek Trail.
Okay. Beautiful area. Kind of like the Creeper Trail is what it reminds me of. This is almost sensory overload for somebody with 2 cameras right here. It's like, the 6-year-old getting their first glimpse of Disney World. You've got this. You got the river itself with the canopy above it. You got the trail. I could spend a lot of time just taking pictures around here. It's an absolutely gorgeous area. It's decision time. The vortex of civilization is sucking us in right now. Hear it?
I'm 50-50, so you make the call.
We're going down to the Smokemont Campground because there's a cooler with cold beers in the car. We've heard mixed reviews on trail number 48, so that'll let us get a quicker start in the morning. We're altering our plans and making this into a 3-day backpacking trip, I think, which I think has still been successful. We're heading down to Smokemont. Decision made. It's our first large wild mammal sighting. I don't know if we could technically call them wild.
Any elk yet?
All right, you got your drink.
Not really. They were very impolite to walk away like that. Between us.
Our little road walk here is coming to an end. That is the campground entrance. So we are there. Well,
It's good to see the car too. Make sure the car's still there.
yeah, that's a good point. I was looking for my car and it wasn't there, and I was getting a little, forgot it was your car we're looking for. We have definitely reemerged into civilization, girls in bikinis. 4-day trip made into 3 days. 30 miles. A magical night at Leconte Lodge, the miracle night at Leconte Lodge, really. Kephart Shelter. Some absolutely incredible terrain, beautiful views, changing weather. Smoky Mountain National Park. What a magical place. Absolutely great hike.